everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel, and once again we've got another first look, and this is Diesel Railcar Simulator, which is on the PC. I want to say first of all a big thanks to Oscari at Lapio Ware for sending this over for us to have a look at on the channel. You can get this on Steam. It is £16, I think. It is in early access. £16.75, I think it is at the moment. It's in early access. But what is it about? Take the controls of a variety of diesel railcars and locomotives, each representing an integral part of Britain's railways in the 1960s, with over 150 miles of track to explore, wide range of train services and advanced physics simulation. Diesel Railcar Simulator is the perfect train simulator for hardcore and casual fans alike. So I've had a little bit of a look at this because also being new to the PC, of course, everything is driven with keys, although you can use a controller with this. But I'll take you through what we've got. We've got 3 routes in the game: Mountain Pass, North London and Westfords. They're all fictional, by the way, but they're all based on I believe they're all based on UK railways. So if we look at the timetable, you can see, just an example, if we look at this one, all these services we've got, there's stacks of them. You can see I've done a couple of services. It gives you a points total on the right hand side once you've run those. Let's just go back and have a look at North London. North London again, you can see there quite a detailed map, and once again, length of service, that's the start of the service, the length of the service. This is how many coaches you've got on the back, and if you hover over it tells you what train you're actually using in each of these. So many services within here. Let's just have a quick look at Westfords. Same again, big map, plenty of detail. Lots and lots of services that will keep you going for quite a while for your 16 quid. Now the other thing is as well is that there is an editor. So as you can see here, you can start creating your own routes if you want to, and indeed there are a number of routes available on the Steam Workshop already that people have created and have shared. So at some point we'll take a look at that. Let's go into the trains tab. This is everything that is in the game so far. You can see lots and lots of different things, including a class 03, a 37, we always love a good 37, don't we? A class 40, and we've also got numerous different DMUs similar to the class 101 that we've been driving in TSW for quite some time. So I think what we'll do is we'll dive in, shall we, and have a look. Let's just have a look at the timetables. We've already looked at these. This is just another way to get to the timetables for each of the routes. What I'll do is we will jump into I think we'll jump into Westfords. I'm gonna give it a go using the 112. I think it's the 112. Let me have a look at the service that I want to run. I think it's around 7:45. Urban Down 178. It's a 25-minute service. It's a 4 coach service. This is in the class 112, so I think we'll go for that. So there's a normal scenario which just runs a timetable, and there's also a rescue scenario as well, and the rescue scenarios randomly somewhere in the timetable there will be a train you need to recover, and you can go and do that, and it'll be in a different place every time. So that's something else to do other than the timetable. You can go and rescue a loco somewhere and help out with that. So let's get into the normal scenario, which is just the timetable. You can see the train there at the top, and the timetable is on the left hand side, as you can see, departing at 7:45 AM. We've got a few stops along the way. This is a train that has got gears like the class 101, so with the keys. This might be a bit of a challenge, but we'll give it a go anyway, shall we? And let's drive. Now my PC is quite fast, so it does load up quite quickly for me. So we'll let the full scenery load up before we jump in. Although you can, if you don't want to wait, you can jump straight in, depending how fast your PC is or your laptop. But we'll wait. So everything's loaded in. The views outside, I'm still getting used to this. I can't zoom in and out with this, but there's different views. So there's the rear of the train. Let's just cycle through. There's like a flyby shot. You can sit in the passenger area. That's at the back. If you press slash, you can go to this level. This is quite nice because this shows the physics. Once we're moving, you'll see the cab sway, etc., and the train moving up and down on the suspension, which is quite nice to see. But for now, actually, let me look at line side observe. I don't think that works till we're moving. We'll go back to the front cab, shall we? Other end. Okay, right. So, being as this is new to me, I'm having all the help on, and I'm I'm not scared to say it. That's what we're gonna do. So, let's go for K first of all. Set the reverser into forward, and there is the guide telling us. Right, hang on a minute. We're not ready to go yet, so we're not going to do that. We need to start the engines. That'd be a good start. Okay, so that's one side of the engines started up. Let's hold down the letter O, get the other engine started up. We'll release the handbrake, and you can do some of this as well by interacting with the controls, as you can, as we used to in TSW, etc., and Train Sim Classic. And we need to release the brake. Let's tell the guide we're ready to go. Okay. Close the throttle. We need to put it into first. We'll do that manually. And now we should be able to leave. And there we go. So if you look down on the right hand side there, you can see our speeds as I just changed gear. Shift up with Q, then accelerate again. It shows us on the right hand side what our timetable is, just there in a page, which is quite handy. And you can see that we are due to arrive at Cherrington at 7:51. Now we did do a little bit of messing about while we were getting ready, so we may be slightly late, but we'll try. We've got a 60 coming up, so let's get the gears changed, shall we? That's the AWS, which is spacebar. Let's put the gear into fourth. Now this is handy on the left hand side. You can see the HUD there. You can see the target speed is 60. We're currently doing 23. You can see I've got the throttle on 100% as well. We're in gear 4. I think we've got 5 gears. Or have we got 4? No, 4 is the top gear on this one. Let me just prove that to myself by shutting off the throttle. Trying to go up. Right, so it's gone back to neutral again. So let's go back to 4 and then let's accelerate. Okay, so that's it. We're in gear 4. On our way to Cherrington. We've actually got a red signal coming up. Let's go and have a look at some of those views, shall we, as well. Line side observer. This one is quite nice. So that will sort of pan across as we go. Let's just go back to the cab. You know what? Let's prepare for this signal, shall we? We're going to need to be increasing the brake a little bit. See the target speed coming down? We've got to try and keep our speed with the target speed. You can see the red signal if I just zoom in. There it is. So let's make sure we don't go through that signal. We'll release the brake a little bit, and what we need to do is when we set off, we're going to need to be in the correct gear. So there is a little line going up there. We could be waiting for some AI with this. We'll just creep forward, and then we'll have a talk about what else is in the game as well. So plenty to do. So what we'll do is we'll come to a full stop now whilst we wait for this signal. You can hear the ambient noise in the background. Message from signaller, waiting for KFD semi-fast ECS up to clear the line. So you can accelerate time, or you can press page down if you do accelerate time to restore. So let's just wait for a moment and we'll take a look outside. I don't know if the semi-fast is coming through the station here, or he's coming from up here. Is this him coming through? This could be him in the station, couldn't it? Let's go back to the cab and we'll see the signal drop when we're ready to go. We're in first gear, we're ready to go. So 150 miles or more of track at the moment there is with this, and the other thing as well is that we've got the diesel rail cars such as this one, and we can see that that's the class 03 going up there, which is also drivable. So we've got the 112, the 117, the 122 and the 126, which are all like this, and that is a class 37 on the back, which is quite nice. And the 127 you can drive, which is like this, a multiple unit, but you don't have to shift the gears yourself, which is quite good if you don't, to begin with, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to shift gears, because it can be a bit confusing at first. And then as far as locomotives, you saw two of them. We've got the class 03, the class 37 in the British Rail green, and we've also got the class 40. So those 37s and 40s, I love those. I have had a quick go on those. And there's services for all these. You saw the timetable. There's coaches, there's good wagons, you can do freight runs, and more trains available on the Steam Workshop. So we got the signal, so we're good. It's gone green. You see the signals down here on the left. This is the signals, obviously the speeds, the signals. So we have got a red coming up after this green. Let's accelerate now. So it's exactly like driving the 101 on CSW. The engine rises here. When it gets to the top of the yellow, you drop the throttle, you gear up, then you're able to throttle up again and wait for that yellow needle to come up to the top, and you repeat the same procedure again. So we're in a 60 zone. You look over on the left hand side, we're doing 22 miles per hour at the moment. We're coming up to the top of the yellow arc. Let's drop throttle, put the gear upwards, increase the throttle again, let it increase. So what are we? 7:52. We're actually late for Cherrington right now because we had to wait for that train. Really, that wasn't our fault, was it? Really? So that's fine. We'll take it. There's another train coming towards us, you see. Full smoke coming out the top. He's giving it some. Let's give him a 2. Cherrington is coming up, so I'm not going to move up a gear. What I'm going to do is I'm going to coast, so I'm shutting the throttle off. I'm going to get ready with the brakes, which is C. Now you can lap the brakes. You can put the brakes on and then lap it, which is another thing that we're used to if you've been playing TSW. Signal's green. There it is. Cherrington is just ahead. So it's telling us to brake in the correct gear, so we need to be in gear 4 to brake. So we're getting the speed off. Coming in quite hot. As long as we stop before the signal. We see there's plenty of AI, isn't there? Plenty of AI on this service. That's quite nice. This is Cherrington. So we are waiting. You can see there. So what I don't know is if we open the doors. The doors are opened on their own, so you don't need to do anything with the doors. The doors are opened by themselves. We're just waiting for this red line to clear. Let's get everything cleaned up. We need to be in gear 1, don't we, by the time we leave. So let's put the gear into 1. As far as scenery goes, it's quite good. It is quite good. As I said, everything's fictitious, although on the Steam Workshop, some players have created routes with the available assets, with the real place names. I did see somebody on YouTube was running the Windermere line, which is something that we ran in TS Classic on the last video that I did for TS Classic. Somebody's recreated that. It looks a little bit different to the one we ran in TSC, as the door is closed there. So let's we'll just tab. Let's go back into the cab actually and do that. Release the brake. And we should be able to accelerate. There we go. 3 minutes late, unfortunately. So yeah, as well as the standard routes that are included, there are Steam Workshop routes as well. I've not investigated Steam Workshop yet, but there is plenty available, as I understand it. So the routes that come with this, we looked at the timetable. Let me tell you a little bit about those, which I've picked up from Steam. Let's get into gear 4 first, then I don't have to concentrate as much. We'll let the speed come up actually before we go to gear 4. But the routes included North London, which is a 4-track main line with express and stopping trains, racing each other during the busiest hours of the day. And let me change this gear. There we go. Then we've got the Westfords, which I think is this one, isn't it? Is this the Westfords? I think this is Westfords. And this is a warm valley route with city centres connected by 2 alternative main lines and suburban branches at each end. And then finally we've got the Mountain Pass, which is a double track through line with a single line section meandering over hilly, rugged landscapes with challenging gradients. So I've had a go on this one. I've had a go as well on the North. I've been on the Mountain Pass. I've just not been on the North London yet. So let's look at this. You see the physics. See it bouncing up and down on the suspension. That's quite nice, isn't it? Here's one of our outdoor views. The scenery's alright, isn't it? It's quite good. I quite like that. We don't have a driver, but, you know, I'm okay with that. Because it's about driving the train, isn't it? And we need to slow down, so let's take the power off. Because the target speed is flashing at us because we're being a bit naughty. But it's coming down. Due in at 7:59, but we're going to be slightly late. We'll put a little bit of brake in. Because we're losing points. You do get points, as I mentioned at the beginning. We'll release the brake again. I think that's the rear of the train. Here's one of the flyby shots. That's pretty neat, isn't it? That's pretty neat. Now we're in the rear, so I need to go to the slash, other end. There we go. So what do you guys think? I quite like this, you know. I like the fact that there's a lot to do in it as well. Now, if you hate operating the trains with the gears, if you always did in TSW if you played them before, then don't worry, because as I said, you've got the 03, the 37 and the 40, which you can run without needing to change gears. I think the 03, the shunter, I think has got a gearbox, but it's very slow stepping up and down, and you don't need to. I don't think you need to drop the throttle on that one, as I remember, to change gears. I think you can just change gears, so it goes very slow, so it doesn't take long to get to the top gear, and then from there you're able to just continue without having to keep switching around. So if diesels are your thing, then yeah, you're in for a treat. Right, let's get the throttle up again, because we let the speed down a little bit too much then. We've got a 40 coming up, right before Kempsford lower level. We're already behind time, but that's fine. Now, I don't know if you can bring the map up once the service has started. That's one thing I'm not sure of. So it's telling us to close the throttle. These hints at the bottom, as a new player, they are actually quite useful, because there's so many different keys to press that it gets a little bit confusing when you first jump in. Right, so if we press D, we can lap the brake. So it's lapped the brake now at 77. Which is handy, because we're going down a big hill right now. And we've got a 25 coming up. Actually, we're stopping at Kempsford first, aren't we? So let's bring the speed down. We need to brake a little bit more than we are doing. This is Kempsford. What are we doing? 28 miles per hour into the station. I think this rate of deceleration. So this is Kempsford lower. You can see Kempsford upper above us. That's a nice stop. I'm happy with that. There we go. Doors open. Let's clean everything up, ready to go. We need it in gear 1. So it's like driving the 101 in TSW. Once you get into the routine, it comes to you. It's a bit daunting to begin with, but these hints at the bottom, as I just mentioned, these hints will keep you going, which is quite good. So we'll let everybody get on. I don't actually think there is an animation of people getting on or off, but again, you know, this is early access. £16. You know, it's not going to have everything, but I think you'll admit, for that price, it's pretty good. I'm going to take the brakes off. The guard's going to buzz us. Just waiting for him now to do that. There he is. There's the whistle. Give him 2 back. Let everybody know that we are going, and let's go. Departing 3 minutes late, so Audley is next. It's not far away actually, Audley. Take that off. Next gear. do have a 25 coming up, so I don't think we really need to get up to full speed here. Let's just coast in the correct gear, so we're going to have to go to gear 4 for that. We're doing exactly 25. Let's hope we're not on a hill. Because once the brakes come on, they come on quite strictly actually. Target speed is matching our speed right now, so that's good. And Audley is just around this corner. I'm gonna have a lot of fun in this game. I think we'll do a few videos on this. We'll probably do a couple of live streams on it as well, and we'll get a more in-depth look at this. And then you can get a better view of everything that it's got to offer. We do like our train games on this channel after all, so it's nice to see that on Steam there are a few of these. Let's hopefully stop at the end of the platform. I'll take that one. I will take that one. Right, let's get the gears ready to go. Let's have a look what else we've got. We've got helicopter. We've got five passenger views, or does that mean you press number 5? So we can look behind us. Oh, look at that. The doors are closing already. Let's get back to this view. The doors did close. Look at that. The doors have closed, but we've still got... Oh, let's see when he buzzes us. That's interesting. Look at the red line on the right in the timetable. Oh, it was the... Right. I'm an idiot. It was the whistle for the guy over there. The doors did close, though. Our doors did close. I'm eager to get going, that's why. We're already 3 minutes late. I don't know if we're going to be able to recover that, you know. Because the speed limits are the speed limits. That's our whistle. There's our guide. We'll get all the brakes off. Let's let everybody know that we are departing. So I'm looking for that yellow arc there. Put the gear up. Accelerate again. So we're in the 25 zone. We're coming up to a 40 very shortly. So I won't gear up yet until we reach that. Let's just take the throttle off, then we can try and maintain the target speed. The cab sway is good. I like the physics. I like the controls actually. As I said, there's lots of keys, but you can go in, you can customize all the keys to possibly a layout that you're familiar with. So for example, if you have been playing TSW or Train Sim Classic on the PC, then you can easily set the controls, the buttons, the button mappings to the same as you've experienced on those games. Just be a little bit better for your muscle memory, won't it? For me, it's all pretty new on PC. Everything I've ever needed has been on the PS5 controller previous to this. But as I said in this video, and I said in the Windermere video for TSC, I am getting used to it, so it's not too bad. Right, we're stopping at Limbury Green, which is here, so shall we just take off the throttle and we'll get the brakes ready. Speed's coming down because we're on a hill. We should be going slower than this though, according to the target speed. And it was probably right, this one's gonna be difficult. We're gonna lose points on this one. Oh yeah, we've overshot just a little bit there. It says set the reverser backwards. So it wants us to actually go back in. So let's have a look. Let's see if we can do this. Right, so they've set the reverser backwards. It's not letting me do that with the keys. Here's the reverser. Shall we try and go backwards into the station? Why not? So it wouldn't be a Tintin 57 video, would it, without you know, without one overshoot at least. And there it is, and we do it in one of the most difficult trains ever. Let's put this back to forwards, if we can. Are people actually getting on? Right, what do I need to do here then? Do I need to release the brake before I can do that? Let's see. Oh, I know what. Do we need to put it in neutral? Let me think. Just set the reverser forwards. Ah, okay. Right. There's no brakes on. Oh, sound the high horn because we're about to move off. So does it want us to set off right now? We're in forwards. Put it in first gear. I don't know whether we're meant to go yet, you know. It says release the brake. Shall we just go? I think overshooting it has done something. Overshooting has definitely confused it. We didn't get the guard's whistle. Maybe when I overshot, because the back of the train was still in the platform, maybe that counted as us picking people up. We'll find out. I don't know whether it... Does it know that we've left Limbury Green yet? That's the AWS. We've got a red signal coming up as well. So Limbury Green is still showing us as we need to stop, I think. Unless it picks us up again at Sandon End, we'll find out. See, target speed 0 miles per hour. Does that still want us to go backwards? Alright, let me put the brakes on. I think... Right. It still wants us to go to Limbury Green, you know. Shall we reverse it back? Let's reverse it back. Because I'm not comfortable with that. I want it to be... I want it to pick up what it is we're doing. So let's put that back to there. We'll go to... Yeah, see, set the reverser backwards. Right, that's in backwards. Release the brake. Shift... Oh, neutral when stopped. Right, okay. See why these are confusing sometimes? Right, that's neutral. So now... We'll put it into 1. And now it lets us go. So that's good. Okay, I'm going to trickle back, right? So, I'm going to take the throttle off. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go to the other end. And I'm going to reverse in like this. We're going to be really, really late. I hope this registers. The target speed has come back. It's asking us to do 10 and we're actually doing 11, so it thinks we're now going the right way. So maybe I just didn't get into the right position. Let's find out. I'll just keep it in gear 1 and we'll go back. Right, here we go. This is Limbury again, our old friend. So I'll take the back of this cab all the way to the end of the platform and let's see what happens. Right, why is that not... Oh, the brake is on. Let's take the brake off. Right, the brake is now stuck on for some reason. AWS, oh, right, look what I did. See, in the back of the cab, I don't hear the AWS. So I got the AWS then. My word, right, okay. We need to wait now for a recovery, do we? Yeah, it's put us into neutral. No, honestly, I will get it eventually. Let's have a look what's going on at this end. We'll put that in neutral. Then we'll go there. Now will it let us go? Set the brake off. Take the brake all the way off. Go to the other end of the cab. Accelerate. Come on. Come on. Let me get to Limbury. Please let me get to Limbury. The brakes are still on slightly. Let's have a look what's going on. Let's take that off. Let's put it back in. There we go. There we go. Right, now let's go to the other end. Let's take that off. Let's brake right here. Is that going to register? Are we at Limbury Green? We're not at Limbury Green. Right, okay, let me do this again. Set the reverse. It's telling me to set the reverser forward. It's almost as if it knows I'm not quite in the right place. I think I need to get this in neutral first. Then I can put it into forwards. Release the brake first. Hang on, let me... Right, that's it forward now. Right. Right, it's not going to register, is it, for Limbury Green? I'm looking where the little black symbol is, the train, can you see, in the timetable? And do I have to be right on the line to let it register? Let's see. There we go. There, it's registered. So, I'm glad I carried on with that. I know that wasn't good YouTube. I didn't want it to be broken, and it's not. So you've really... So the line there for Limbury Green, the white line, the front of the train is the black box above it. So you have to, when you're going backwards and forwards, you have to get right to the... You've got to get them to line up exactly. You can't be a little bit before. You can't be a little bit back. It's got to be on the line. So we're going to be fashionably late, which is another feature of a Tintin 57 stream or video, but it's worth, you know, this is a first look and it's worth getting that right. So we got it right. Whew, right. We can get onto Sand and End after this. I'm sick of saying Limbury Green. I felt like I've repeated it about 90 times. Any minute now we will get the whistle. There it is. We'll get the double buzz. There he goes. We'll buzz him back. Okay. Let's get the brakes released and we can get out of here. Right, let's put the throttle in. Sand and End. You are my favourite place. Right. Why is the brakes not releasing now? Come on. Brakes off. That's better. Come on. Oh, the brakes. Why is the brakes? Right, okay. The brakes are stuck on 86%. Can you see that? Releasing the brakes. That's actually putting the brakes on. That's the lap handle. We don't want that, do we? Dear me. Right, the brakes are coming off. Are they? 94%. The brake handle is running, but the brakes are on. It wants us to be in neutral, doesn't it? Why does it want us to be in neutral? We're going to do it anyway. Neutral. The brakes are coming off. Right, let's just leave it like that. Let's let the brakes come off. It's good fun, isn't it? It is good fun. Whilst the brakes come off, we'll be away to Sand and End. Oh dear me. We're getting there. Come on, brakes. Look at that. Look how slow the brakes are coming off. I think, to be honest, it's because we got it into emergency. And so it's taken a while to release. That could have been because we missed the AWS. But the train is boss, so we'll let it do its thing. Should be able to put that into first right now. The brakes still coming off, or do they need to be in neutral? Looks like it needs to be in neutral, so... yeah, so it needs to be in neutral for the brakes to come off. So we'll just wait a few seconds. So, standard disclaimer, before I started this video, I had not used one of these DMUs. This is the first look at the DMU. I did hop into the 37. I did a little run in a 37, which I quite enjoyed. But I thought for this, as Diesel Railcars is the main aim of the game, I thought I'd show you one of these and just work it out as we go, and we're definitely doing that, aren't we? But even though we had some problems, it's good that we've worked it out, and if you guys play this, you'll then know how to get things running again. So we've got 8% brake. It is still coming off. So very shortly we'll get it into first gear. Look at that, we're actually due at 8:10 to Sand and End. And you know what, it's not that far away. That's how close we were to completing this service. I think the level of points I'm going to get is going to be shocking, to be honest. Now, there we go. Now we're allowed to go. Let's get it into first gear. There we go. So we're in a 40, we are coming down to a 25. We've got a red signal as well. We were doing so well. Right, the signal has turned green, so we're all okay. What we'll do is we'll coast, and we just need to be in gear 4 for that. So the target speed is coming down because we've got a 25 coming up. We're already at 25. I think we're on a slight down gradient, so we are going to speed up a little bit, and we have done. Put a bit of brake in. We need all the points we can get now in this final part. So frustrating though to get so near to the end of the service and then overshoot like that, and it causes so much problems. But the next time that happens though, you see, I'll know exactly what's happening. I didn't realise the game was so precise on where you needed to be on the station. That's all it was. So just the other side of this tunnel, we have got a 10 coming up. So let's get down for that. So what we'll do in the second video, we'll come back and drive, I think we'll drive one of the diesels. And I've come to a complete stop there. So we'll just speed up to 10. We'll come back in one of the diesels, we'll have a look on one of the other maps, and we'll see what that's all about. In the diesels, as I said, there's no gearing, so yep, there's no need to do a lot of what we've done today. We should just be able to run end to end and just enjoy the scenery in that one. This is Sandon End. And we'll just pull up. So once again, I'm lining up the black box, which is the train, with the stop marker just before the words Sandon End. And it does tell you to apply the brakes, so let's do that. The doors are open, and it says press escape to complete the run. So that is it. we only got 221 points out of all that. Look. Do you know what? It was a really good route. It was a really good route as well. What a shame. What a shame. But we got to the bottom of it. As I said, that's the main thing. So there's a lot of minuses, tutorial penalties. It tells you what those are for. You get penalties for leaving the prompts on, it seems, as well. But we need those because we're new. Target speeds, if you can go hoodless, if you don't need the target speeds, I would have got an additional 10%. You know, taking all these assists off will help you with the points. We had one AWS triggered, exceeded the speed limit 19 times, unsafe driving 22 times. You know what? I'm going to leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed it. That one was a bit of an adventure, but that is Diesel Railcar Simulator, available for £16.75 right now on Steam. It's a lot of fun. It's quite technical. It's got good scenery. There's plenty to do, and it's in early access, which means it will be, for now at least, being continually developed. So thank you once again for joining me on this one. I'm going for a lie down before I drive the next one. I'll see you on the next video. All the best. Take care now.